Hello, and welcome to this e-course on STOIC for behavior management. Let's start with a brief background on where this concept comes from. Safe and Civil Schools, founded by Randy Sprick, is an organization that emphasizes positive behavior supports. These strategies are based on many years of research in behavior psychology, classroom management, and school-wide approaches. Positive behavior interventions and supports, or PBIS, is grounded in the principles of behavior analysis, which describe how people learn. Each campus at Northeast Independent School District has a foundations team that participates in ongoing training in PBIS, social emotional learning, CHAMPS, and behavior interventions, including the STOIC framework. Two definitions for STOIC are listed on this slide. Take a few seconds to read the definitions. They describe the word STOIC as well as the acronym STOIC, which will be addressed on the next slide. We as teachers need to maintain a STOIC attitude in addition to implementing the variables of the STOIC acronym. STOIC is an acronym for the skills that effective teachers utilize in managing their classroom. We as the adults at school cannot control student behavior, but we can control the variables that impact student behavior. On the next few slides, we will take a look at each of the 5 variables or puzzle pieces that staff can manipulate to increase positive behavior in the classroom, which in turn will increase student learning. The first puzzle piece in the STOIC acronym is structure. Have you ever been to Disney World and waited online for a ride or attraction? Are there blobs of people waiting haphazardly? Or are there cones, ropes, or bars guiding people on where to stand and wait? This lets people know where to go, how long to wait, and in turn, decreases the anxiety of the unknown. Disney World has done a fabulous job of structuring for success. Let's take a look at teaching. In addition to providing a lesson on content for students, teachers can use strategies that involve student engagement in order to maximize learning and prevent problem behavior. Have you ever incorporated a Kahoot or a Smartboard activity into your lesson? Were the students more engaged than when you provided just a lecture? Do you use an attention signal to transition to the next activity? This is another way to structure your classroom for success. Lifting your hand and saying to the class, "Attention please," is a great way to reduce downtime and increase learning time. The second puzzle piece in the STOIC acronym is teach expectations. When teachers clearly communicate their expectations for every classroom activity and transition, more learning occurs and fewer problem behaviors occur. Effective teachers intentionally and overtly teach students how to behave responsibly and respectfully in every classroom situation. Teacher-directed instruction, independent work, group work, tests, transitions from one activity to the next. When students make mistakes in math or reading or other content areas, we reteach. Why should this be any different for behavior? The third puzzle piece in the STOIC acronym is observe student behavior. Effective teachers monitor student behavior by physically circulating whenever possible and visually scanning the room frequently. In addition, they use meaningful data to observe student behavior in objective ways and to monitor trends across time. We need to inspect what we expect. Take driving, for an example. What do you do when you see a police car on the road? You probably step on the brake or check your speed. This is because you know you are being watched. We tend to act differently when we know someone is monitoring our behavior. The fourth piece in the puzzle of the STOIC acronym is interact positively with students. When students are behaving responsibly, they receive attention and specific feedback on their behavior. Teachers should spend more time, attention, and energy on acknowledging responsible behavior than on responding to misbehavior. This is what we call the high ratio of positive to negative interactions. Research tells us that for every negative interaction we have with the student, we should have 4 positive interactions. The interaction is defined as what the student was doing at the time the teacher interacts with him. If he is on task and the teacher engages with him, this is a positive interaction. If he is yelling out and the teacher engages with him, this is a negative interaction. Interacting positively also includes providing non-contingent attention to students by giving them greetings and showing an interest in the student. This helps build rapport. Think about the time you spend interacting positively with your students. Are you using the 4-to-1 ratio? The fifth and final piece in the puzzle of the STOIC acronym is correct misbehavior fluently. Teachers should pre-plan their responses to misbehavior to ensure that they respond in a brief, calm, respectful, and consistent manner, increasing the chances the flow of instruction is maintained. In addition, the teacher should think about the function of the misbehavior or why the student is engaging in the problem behavior. Then the teacher can build a plan that promotes appropriate behavior. Think about when you correct your students' misbehavior. Are you doing so in a brief, calm, respectful, and consistent way? Just like a family with young children taking a long car or airplane trip would prepare by packing toys, activities, and snacks, because entertaining the children will help prevent problem behavior. We as teachers should prepare our students for school success. Using the STOIC framework can help us be proactive. One of my favorite quotes by Randy Sprick is to focus on comprehensive behavioral interventions, not just reactive techniques. Sure, this takes some time up front, but it's time well spent by teachers. The focus on comprehensive behavioral interventions, including the 5 variables in the STOIC model, can serve to make the positive changes in classroom behavior that are needed for the optimal learning environment. Thanks for your time spent learning about STOIC to better manage behavior. Be sure to check out the STOIC framework, which can be downloaded from the eCourse. Also, check out the STOIC checklist for teachers to utilize as a guide in managing your STOIC behavior in the classroom. It can be downloaded and printed from the eCourse attachment. Please feel free to use the checklist to help you implement all 5 puzzle pieces to STOIC: structure for success, teach expectations, observe behavior, interact positively, and correct fluently. This will decrease problem behaviors and increase learning in your classroom. So, remember to be STOIC.